Hey YouTube, they just announced this event for it's called the Noxious Swamp event. So basically, Pokemon that will be appearing at New York City in-person Go Fest will be eligible for basically 4-day period, Saturday, August 19th to Tuesday, August 22nd. So what I'm going to do in this video is just go over the Pokemon that you need to hunt for GBL and what leagues you should play them in. So first we're going to start, so let's just go over the spawns. Zubat, Venonat, Tentacruel, Dratini, Surskit, Gulpin, Skroupi, Axew, Skrelp, Tyrunt, and Noibat. So on this list, let's just start. Zubat, you can kind of use a Golbat or a Crobat. I think Golbat has more play in the Great League. Definitely better suited to limited cups. Ultra League, same sort of thing. You can use the Crobat in open. It's kind of limited, so it's not something that you need to hunt, but it's something that if you just have good IVs and you want to build it up, it's very good in limited cups. So cups where, let's say, Pokemon that resist, I would say, poison and flying, so like steel and stuff like that. If steel's banned, stuff like that, and there's not like a lot of rock Pokemon, Golbat and Crobat in Great League and Ultra League will be very strong. So you can search for good IVs for those. Both of them need low attack, high defense and stamina. Venonat, no. Tentacruel, yes. So Tentacruel has some play in the Great League. I don't think it has a ton of play in the Great League. I think the problem with Great League is that it's filled with a lot of mud boys, right? Whiscash, Swampert, Quagsire, so which resist the poison. So decent amount of ground, decent amount of steel, registeel, Galarian Stunfisk, stuff like that. And it just doesn't have the bulk that you need with it. So between all that, it gets kind of limited in the Great League. It has played in the Ultra League, and I was just like, what position is it in the Ultra League? Probably like 80 to 100. It's actually 66. So it's got a pretty good just neutral matchup record. You're running Scald and Blizzard, because Blizzard you need that for Giratina. But a 27-22 record, the tough ones that you lose, not surprising. Like anything that has ground, Gliscor, Swampert, a steel, right? Sandslash, registeel, everything that you would expect. Giratina resist as a ghost resisting the poison there. Everything that you would expect to lose to. But it's just got like a lot of like good neutralist matchups against some of the meta, like Cress, Trevenant. These are still losses, but like they're not bad losses. And then same thing, you get some close wins. Poliwrath, Defenseoxys, Umbreon, like these are just some good wins. And then where it really shines is, Charizard is obvious because it's a fire, but all the fighters, right? Because as a poison user, you resist the counter users. So Toxtricity, Obstagoon, Machamp, double with the double kick, Buzzhole, and then fairies, right? Even though you do not have a move, you have Scald or Blizzard for these fairies, but that's all you need when your poison move resists the charm, and you do super effective with your poison pass move. So Tentacruel, definitely something to look for. You can see the XL besides its name. You need a lot of XLs. So hunt these XLs, trade them now, because I don't know about next season whether we will even have the ability to get XLs. Dratini, yes. Dragonite, Match League, must. 296 XLs. You don't need the Shadow. You can use the Shadow if you want. Need the Hundo IVs. Ultra League, Dragonite, yes. I think it is very, very strong. I prefer the Shadow, but you don't need it. You do need good IVs, like lower attack, higher defense and stamina, to fully maximize its capacity, I think, in the Great League and Ultra League. Although Great League is kind of glassy, so I don't even know if you really need the super, super low attack. It maybe gives you like half a level there. But Dragonite in the Ultra League is very, very strong. I think it's definitely one worth building. Great League, I wouldn't waste your time building a Dragonite in Great League. I think it's just way too glassy for because it probably gets up to like level like 20 something, if that, in Great League. And you're against like level 50 Pokemon. They're just so bulky. I don't think they can really handle what it needs to handle in Great League. Dragonair, 100%. You're going to see a video coming out probably on Wednesday where I go over 3 Pokemon that I think are the best in limited metas, and Dragonair is on this team. Dragonair, again, one of its main issues is obviously like ice, fairy, and running into even steals are actually not bad if you played a steel matchup before. But if you get like limited meta where fairy is banned or something like that is banned, Dragonair is just so strong. The Dragon Breath damage adds up. It's a Body Slam and Aqua Tail, both fast charge moves. So it's a very, very strong Pokemon. So I like Dragonair in Great League a lot. Skroupi. Yeah, so Skroupi, let's just go with Skroupi itself because it is a little cup kind of secret. Not secret, it's actually very well known. It's a very well known little cup secret. Skroupi in the little cup, 500 CP, is very strong. So if you can get like a good IV Skroupi that's below 500 CP and you don't want to evolve it, hold on to it because I think it 100% has play in little cups. When we get to Great League and Ultra League, Drapion, 100%. Drapion is not one of the best save swaps, but it's a very, very strong save swap. It's extremely spammy, right? You only need 4 to an Aqua Tail, 5 to a Crunch, 6 to a Sludge, I think. So it's just fast moves, So very, very strong. The Poison Dark typing is, I think, one of the best typings in the meta. So definitely one worth getting and investing in for Great League and Ultra League. Actually, we've already had a community day, so if you don't have this yet, it's worth going after. I think Haxorus in Great League, Ultra League, Master League has play in all 3. I think it has probably the most play in, maybe Master League. The problem is, like, Ultra League, I have other dragons I would like to play. Giratina. They're different style of plays, but I would still rather play Giratina. I'd still rather play Dragonite over Haxorus. Haxorus is just extremely glassy. I've usually seen it just on the lead where you like counter and break and swipe and just try and like use a shield, keep, switch, stuff like that. So you can do that in Great League and Ultra League. So it's definitely worth having one, but it's one of those that you kind of have to play to see if you like it. Like, I don't even know where it's ranked in. Yeah, it's ranked 116 in the Ultra League. That makes sense to me. Haxorus ranks 60 in the Great League, right? So it has some play. You just got to realize it is very, very, very glassy. So just keep that in mind. Skrelp. Skrelp has some play in the... It's not even going to show up here. 666 in the Open Ultra League, but Open Great League. You do not want the Open Great League. You want a little cup. So it definitely has play in a little cup. So I would do that in the little cup. I am blanking on the evolution name, Dragalge. Dragalge at 108, I think definitely is one of those sneaky dragons because of the half poison typing. It really makes it an interesting one. So because you do have like 4 weaknesses here, but because that poison adds ground and psychic onto you. But you also have like a lot of resistances that you see in the Ultra League. So like lots of water in the Ultra League, lots of fighting in the Ultra League, decent amount of poison in the Ultra League. So it's got like a really nice moveset in Dragon Tail, which is like a hard-hitting fast move. And then you have like Outrage Nuke, but also like an Aqua Tail bait and coverage move. So definitely a strong Pokemon. I have not built one up yet, but I'm very excited to build one up. So personally for me, who has most of these Pokemon, I personally will be hunting Tentacruel and Skrelp for Ultra League, Dragalge, and Tentacruel. That is my goal for this event. Tyrunt, we just had the event. Tyrunt, very, very, very niche play in Great League. The evolution, not really. You can as like a spice Pokemon, but it's not great. And Noibat, even with Boom Burst, did not shake the meta up. In terms of raids, A Grimer, again, I have a top ranked A Grimer that I love showcasing in Great League, and someone's like, that has the exact same stats as Skunk, like the Skunk tank, right? I'm like, I do not know that, and I looked it up, and they have the exact same stats. So, do you need an A Grimer? No, I like using it, but you can get away with Skunk. Hiusian Qwilfish is a limited meta perfection Pokemon, in my opinion. If you've never used this Pokemon, it is very glassy, but very, very spammy. And it does very, very well in limited metas. I was in a limited, was it a factions? And it was on every single team because it was just such a good Pokemon. Again, it won't reflect here how good Qwilfish is because this is the open meta, 118. But a Poison Jab, the typing of a Dark Poison, again, that's a great typing, only weakness to ground. Got a lot of resistances against the main meta: Ghost, Dark, Psychic, Grass, Poison. Like great resistances. Super spammy. Poison Jab, Aqua Tail, and then second you can either use any one of these: Dark Pulse, Sledge Bomb, or Shadow Ball. So great Pokemon in limited meta. Definitely one worth hunting. And actually, the Ultra League has Overqwil. I've never used it. It's ranked 111. I think the problem with Overqwil is, why would you use an Overqwil when you can just use Drapion? Is basically, or Skunk, is what it comes down to, because it's the same typing and same dark poison typing with the same sort of idea of it. But Drapion is ranked 93 the Shadow, which is, I think, underrated as a safe swap. Again, this is sort of like neutral matchups, but you don't use Drapion as a neutral matchup. You use that as a safe swap. So once you get like one or two poison sting advantages, you are wiping up. And Skunk, same thing, ranked 101. So both are rated higher than this, yet they have the same typing and the same idea. So you can use this, again, if for some reason you're in a limited meta where the same typing is, those are banned, but you're not for some reason. Like, great substitute, but it's like third on the list of substitutes for that. Hiusian Sneasler, it's interesting because everyone got so excited because Sneasler was coming out here. But Ultra League and Great League, Great League I think is just too glassy. Ultra League 83 has some play. Shadow Claw, Close Combat Accessor. It's a kind of unique move set. I haven't used it yet. 24-25. It's one just worth hunting the IVs again as a, because the close combat is where you really shine here, right? You're close combating all these things that are weak to fighting here. That's where your Shadow Claw is just a fast charging move, and then you just close combat everything that's weak to fighting and you dominate. But outside of that, it's not great, and that's the problem. It's got really good in the matchups where you can just like boom it, but in the non-boom matchups, it's kind of rough. So again, one of those that like you could build, but it's not a must for me. Galarian Weezing, yeah. I think Weezing Galarian in Ultra League is very, I think Great League is just kind of niche. Ultra League, I think, is very strong. Yeah, 54. And you need a lot of XLs for that. Like, I went to go build one up. I'm like, oh, I'm not even close to the XLs that you need for this. So 27-22 record. I think just like your ability to nuke coverage on a lot of the main meta here, right? You have Scrafty there, Giratina, Obstagoon, your Fairies, Double, like Umbreon, Defenseoxys. These are some great wins against a key meta there. So definitely worth building one up for Ultra League, but you need the XLs for it. So if you want to do raids to get the XL, I don't love doing raids for XL. I'd rather just like walk and hunt, and Coughing and Weezing are out in the regular spawns just normally. So that's that. Nothing really in the raids. Encounters, like I said, I'll be hunting Skrelp as the main ones here. You can do time research if you want. It's free. So that is it. That is the event. I think it's a good event. Couple there, definitely worth hunting. Again, my focus is Skrelp and Tentacruel, so check those out. But get what you, again, if you don't have Dragonite, definitely go after Dragonite. If you don't have Scroupies, go after that, because Drapion is one of the best there. And then same thing, Axew, I think Haxorus has play as well. That's it. Hope you enjoy the event, and I'll see you guys in the next one.